Scorching temps, poor air quality, and an outbreak of wildfires. New Mexico is an absolute tinderbox after days of record high temperatures and precious little precipitation. Now, meteorologists with the National Weather Service say this isn't going to be unusual. It's another new normal, as they say, and the impacts of climate change that could come with deadly consequences. Here to offer their thoughts and insights on it are this week's virtual line opinion panel. We thank them all for their time as they put into researching all of this week's topics. First up, former Senator Dede Philbin, who joins us from the wilds of rural New Mexico, where internet connections aren't always the most reliable or speedy. Glad to have you here, though. We're also going to be joined by Inez Russell Gomez, the editorial page editor at the Santa Fe New Mexican. And we welcome back radio host TJ Trout from KKOB Radio. Hello to you all. Now, we haven't mentioned the strain on our utilities and already dire water supplies, and it's only June. If this is what we can expect from here on out, Dede, what should we be thinking about in terms of staying safe and especially changing behaviors?
Well, this is a prolonged drought. It's not a crisis that is going to go away. And we need to change our water consumption, for one, in terms of water conservation, because this year, for the first time, farmers are actually being asked not to farm,
right?
Because of the very poor snow melt-off. This is something that's been happening in the past couple of years. It's not just the heat and the dryness. Now, it was the fact that we had a very poor snowpack. When it melted early, too early for the farmers to use it. Mm-hmm. And now we're in a situation where, there have to be choices made between municipal usage, even drinking water, and water to grow our crops. Mm-hmm. So that's one. I think the city of Albuquerque has been pretty successful with water conservation measures, but the real water user in our state is agriculture. Mm-hmm. And for years now, we've been trying to figure out how to do water conservative irrigated agriculture rather than flood irrigation on crops that, are less important than food for humans. So I think we are working on it. But as far as cities go, I think Santa Fe is pretty good as well. Albuquerque's good, but we could get better.
Mm-hmm. TJ, I got a question for you. July 4th coming up real quick, and the governor has already made mention of fireworks. We do this every summer season, there's no doubt. Should the governor have that power on a statewide basis, or should lawmakers step up? Forget personal fireworks sales altogether? I mean, what's the right solution here?
Well, the solution is determined pretty much who's in political power. Mm-hmm. Because who's ever in political power will make those decisions and say, yes, it is the right decision. But you got to look at this in terms of common sense. I mean, as Dede just said, we have an historic drought in our hands. We're worried about agricultural crops. We're worried about Elephant Butte not having any water in it. Mm-hmm. Look at Lake Mead right now. My God, what's going on up there? It's crazy.
Right.
So to your question, shouldn't common sense should play a huge factor in this? If we're not getting any rain, if we got record-setting temperatures, if anything can start a brush fire, if a backfire from a car can start a brush fire, someone throws out a cigarette out of their, and this really bugs me, mm-hmm. when people throw their cigarettes out of their moving cars. Mm-hmm. If that starts a fire, well, yes, fireworks are going to start fires. Mm-hmm. So you would think that the government would be able to make that determination and say, look, this is very common sense. You're putting things on fire, blowing them up into the sky, and they land somewhere. Yes, we should not have fireworks. I mean, it just makes sense.
Interesting that you mentioned that.
I love fireworks.
Hey, we all love them, absolutely. But Inez, in situations like this, I'm wondering if municipalities might be, vulnerable if they don't ban them. Meaning, if there's a provable fire somewhere that costs, property and lives, and there should have been a fireworks ban. How does that square with, public safety versus letting people have their fun traditionally?
This is what we've been going through now for an entire pandemic. I mean, we're not talking about the fireworks deal. We're talking about people being selfish and not thinking of the greater good. You know, they're thinking of themselves and a moment's pleasure, or finally digging their heels in on an issue. When they're not thinking of
TJ,
everybody else.
It's a lot of money for these people that sell these fireworks. This is their one Christmas holiday all wrapped into one, you know what I mean? Inez, you know, there were wildfires, as we know, burning all over. There was a Bosque fire in Los Lunas recently, and, you know, forecasters say this could be an extremely rough summer from the Gila to Santa Fe. So, Inez, you know, what else can the state be doing from a preventative measure to keep these fires down to a dull roar?
The state has very little it can do because the fireworks lobby has crippled the bills that would have allowed the governor the power to ban fireworks. That's why her executive order suggested municipalities try to do it. But it turns out, because the order came out around June 15th, you can only ban 20 days in advance of a holiday, and it's too late if you haven't banned them already. You can. There's very little you can do. And you ban the sales, you ban the use, and then you try to go around and catch the people who already got their fireworks, who ordered them online or whatever they do.
Right.
There was a bill, I think by Matthew McQueen in 2019, that would have given the governor, and actually he would have given the fire marshal that power. Let's say you don't like the governor, you want to put it at a different level. The fire marshal with appropriate data could have issued a ban. And it seems what TJ says is absolutely right. Common sense. We're burning up. We don't need to make it worse. And it just takes one spark.
Yep.
You know, I tried to do this in 2011 in the wake of the Las Conchas fire. And it's really the legislature to blame that we are not able to ban the sale of fireworks statewide during a time of extreme drought. As you said, Inez, the fire marshal is ready to step in here and regulate this, but it's a small special interest that is able to block this in the Senate in particular. And, you know, common sense, I joined with Susana Martinez. There weren't too many things that Susana Martinez and I agreed on, but that was one of them. And we were an abject failure in the prospect of just two or three small businesses in Roswell and Farmington who were able to capture one of the committees and block it.
I will say Georgia just did this. They had fireworks that were illegal and they legalized them, but part of the legalization was that the governor, using a drought index, it's not a subjective decision. There's an actual index he looks at. When it gets to X, he can say, yes, we should ban them. So if a conservative Republican governor agrees to ban fireworks, it seems like that's something that should not be partisan that we could do here rather than put people's lives at risk and property.
But it's us too, though, you know, it's us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to do this, but everybody wants their fireworks.
That's a good
And
point.
they're
If
getting around the
people
law.
were sensible, we wouldn't need laws.
Yeah, they're getting around the law. They're buying them early. And I remember a couple of years ago, the first 4th of July was back in Albuquerque from moving back, and I think there was a ban that year, and at least in the city. And driving down Montgomery, it was like incoming.
That's
the
right.
entire sky was
That's
lit
right.
up. Every single neighborhood was lit up. How do you fight that? I had the Albuquerque Fire and Rescue on a couple days before that, Gene, and they're almost dull in the headlights when it comes to this. I feel so sorry for them because they have all. How do you enforce the laws?
That's right.
You can't do
That's
it. There's
right.
so many people.
There are people blowing off fireworks now, getting ready for July 4th in a
Right.
couple of weeks. It's crazy.
Well, another thing is tax them.
Well, that's a good point. Taxes, that's a tried and true way. You can drive people out of business that way, too. All right, new subject there. Have you found some creative ways to beat the heat this week? If so, we'd love to hear them. Just shoot us a line on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we'll share them with the rest of our audience.